It recently occurred to me that I have been missing out on potentially a lot of gains on Spotify by being sort of stuck in my ways with this system that I've developed to use Facebook ads to market my music. Now, I have been running ads on Instagram through Facebook's advertising platform to market my music on Spotify for the last 2 years plus. So for over 700 days straight, I have not missed a day of sending traffic from Facebook's ad platform to Spotify to grow myself as an artist there. And in that time, I have developed a lot of systems and a lot of habits that have served me quite well and have given me a lot of growth. I mean, I have a couple of songs that are over 200,000 streams. I'm over 10,000 followers at this point. Everything's working really well, kind of like clockwork. But it occurred to me recently that sometimes these habits have caused me to get sort of stuck in the same routine and have prevented me from trying anything new. So recently I decided to change that and I tried something new. And the results did not disappoint. Now, before we dig into this, if you are interested in learning how to market your music more effectively, I hope you'll join the Monday Marketer. The Monday Marketer is a free newsletter that I send out every Monday morning with one actionable tip to help you market your music more effectively. It's always less than 3 minutes and is designed to help you start your week off the right way. So in this test of trying something new, let's talk about first what I changed compared to what I've been doing for so long. Well, there are 3 major things that I changed compared to how I've been doing things for the last 2 years. Number 1, instead of targeting countries, I targeted only cities. I selected cities from around the United States, in Great Britain, Australia, and then Brazil, Mexico, and Chile, cities that I know perform well and cities that I want to grow in, and I targeted only those areas instead of all of those countries combined. Number 2, instead of targeting similar artists and genres and even targeting Spotify, I targeted nothing. Absolutely nothing. I didn't even target people who like Spotify. And thirdly, instead of targeting my age breakdown that I know is clicking through on Instagram and listening to my music on Spotify, which is ages 18 to 34, I opened it up and I targeted ages 13 all the way up to 44. So I targeted cities instead of countries, nothing, and then ages 18 to 44. So let's dig into Facebook's ad manager and I can show you how I set this up. So I did all of this inside of my Spotify growth campaign. Now here we are at today's view. I'm getting an average cost of view content of 18 cents today. And for the past, let's just look at this month of August. For this month of August, I've been getting on average 27 cents per view content. Now inside of here, I have 2 ad sets that I'm running. Both of them are completely open. And I have an ad set targeting the cities, which I'm calling 2A, which are cities in Brazil, Mexico, and Chile, and then 1A, which are the higher tier cities. So let's take a look at this ad set for 2A, and you can see how I set this up. So here we've got this ad set completely open, cities 2A, 13 to 44. I'm using the view content event. I'm capping this at $5 a day out of my $10 budget to ensure that tier 1A cities get some of the budget as well. And then I'm targeting these 3 cities: Mexico City, Sao Paulo, and Santiago. And I'm doing a radius of 50 miles instead of 25, which is what they normally put in when you first add a city here. I'm doing ages 13 to 44, and then absolutely no detailed targeting whatsoever. Nothing. Coming down, I'm using manual placements, and I'm using all of the Instagram placements, except for shop, because you can't do that with videos. So I'm using Instagram feed, Instagram Explore, stories, and reels. And then if we jump to the ad level, you can see that I'm using the ad for my song Hero, which has been my best performing ad so far. I'm using very simple ads this time, very simple. I updated the ad creative even for this compared to what I've been using. So I've just got the static album cover with the song in the background, little Spotify icon on the bottom right for the feeds placements. And then for stories and reels, I'm using the exact same ad where the Spotify logo just fades in at the beginning of the video with the clip, audio clip underneath it. It's the exact same for both stories and reels. So no customization between those two at all. From there, coming down, I've customized these placements here as I showed you on the right. My call to action is listen now. And then I'm using a landing page with toned in, which is going to send people directly to my artist profile from there so that they can choose to follow if they like what they hear, because Hero is the song that appears at the top of that profile. And then let's go to the second ad set, which is 1A, and I'll show you the cities I'm targeting there. So if we come down to the locations portion, everything else inside this ad set is exactly the same, but these are the cities I'm targeting. Chicago, instead of the city with a radius, I'm doing the DMA market. I chose that wherever it was available. So it does expand it out a little bit. So I'm doing Chicago, Dallas, Houston, LA, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Sydney, and London. So this is how I set things up inside my ad campaign here. I broke all of my rules to see what would happen. And fortunately, as I said in the intro of this video, the results were pretty good. So if we start here on the page for my song Hero, this is the song I've been using in the ads. This is the song that's at the top of my profile. And as of recently, it is the song in my catalog that has the most streams out of everything. And you can see I got this massive Discover Weekly bump right after I started running this sort of ad campaign. And for reference, this is a Discover Weekly bump before that, and this is a Discover Weekly bump before that. So Discover Weekly has been ongoing for this song, but in changing this up a little bit, the boost was just huge by comparison. So if we go back out to music and we go to playlists, you can see that over the past month, I've gotten 4,000 listeners and 8,000 streams from Discover Weekly alone. And the majority of those have been for Hero, 7,900 streams for Hero on Discover Weekly, pretty much as a result of switching up this ad campaign to see what would happen. And if we go to the audience tab, not only have I gotten more listeners and not only have I gotten more streams, my rate of follower increase has gone up dramatically as well. You can see as I switched from sort of global targeting here to more tier 1 targeting here, my growth stagnated a little bit, which is generally the case whenever I've done this in the past. When I opened this up in tier 1 countries included here, now obviously half my budget is going to tier 2 cities in Brazil, Mexico, and Chile, but even half the budget in tier 1, the rate of increase is just so much higher recently as a result of doing this than it was before. And then lastly, this is one little nugget that's just cool to me. It's not necessarily something I was shooting for, but it is a really happy byproduct of this test. If we go to the location breakdown here in the audience tab, you can come down to the cities here and see that Sao Paulo, Mexico City, and Santiago have been moving up this list for some time into my top 5 cities that show up on my profile on Spotify, because I ran some different tests before this, just targeting cities, more cities, but also specifically including those 3 cities. And there's a video on my channel here if you want to go check that out. But the happy accident that's happened as a result of this is that London is now in my top 5 cities. London is the 5th most popular city for me as an artist on Spotify. That has never been the case. And on top of that, if you come down, you can see that other cities in this tier 1A ad set that I've been using are starting to move up the list. Sydney has moved up to number 12. Dallas is in the top 20. Chicago, number 24. Houston, Los Angeles. These cities are moving up the list. It's really cool that this is a byproduct of this happening as a result of just completely shifting what I was doing. So this test has played out for me better than honestly I expected it to. Because I had been running the same system for so long with such good results, it was tough to convince myself to take a chance and potentially dilute all of the data inside of my ad account. 2 years inside an ad account is collecting a lot of data and creating a lot of positive feedback loops. And when you switch things up completely, you do run the risk of sort of messing things up a little bit and having to climb back to getting to where you were. So this was a risk that I took to see what would happen, and I'm super grateful that it actually paid off. So add this to your arsenal, put this in your tool belt. If you're having trouble with your ads, try some open targeting, try targeting nothing, try opening up the age groups. I would not recommend trying too much if you're running just traffic ads. Maybe be a little bit more careful, especially with the cities that you're targeting. If you're going to use traffic ads, if you're using conversions, you're going to be able to use more global cities than you would with traffic. But other than that, this is something that you can use as a tool to help in your own advertising if you're not seeing the growth that you want on Spotify. Now at the end here, before I let you go, if you don't subscribe to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And at the end here, got a couple more videos you can check out. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.